As the 2020 ABWA businesswoman, I've often talked about education, and that's part of the criteria that I was judged on in receiving that award. I like to talk about education, how important it is, no matter which kind of education you get, and I want to explain more about that. The one thing that I would tell you, no matter what kind of education, whether it's formal, informal, whether you get a certification, whether you finish a curriculum, receive a title, whatever kind of test you may take, remember that education is your biggest asset. I will tell you as a lawyer, I have never had to put somebody's education on one side of the ledger or the other when I'm dividing assets. Your education is your asset. Your education can open doors for you. It might make the difference between being accepted into a professional program or not, depending on what your education level is or what achievements you've received. It may make the difference on whether you get a callback on a job or not. But do education whatever way fits your schedule. My education was very non-traditional. I was a first generation college graduate, but I had 2 little babies when I did undergrad. And just the opposite of that, I was over 40 years old when I went to law school. So whatever education you achieve can be done your way. And I would say set your goals, whatever's important. For me, getting an accounting degree was important, but it was equally important when I wanted to get a CPA certification. Lots of people who are accountants don't necessarily go that step, but it has to be your goal. What's going to drive you? What's going to make you get there? And I want to talk about how important things like life experience and informal education are. I will tell you some of the smartest people I've ever worked with had informal educations. They learned by doing. One of the first gentlemen I worked for as a controller had no formal education in accounting. But I will tell you, he was the smartest guy I ever worked with as far as figuring out accounting puzzles. He knew more about sales and use tax and financials than anybody I ever worked with. So just because you don't have a formal education doesn't mean you can't enhance your knowledge base and receive an informal education and succeed just as well. Life experience is just as important. Life experience, I think, is to encourage you to always be the best you can be. If I grew up knowing that being told if you want to be a ditch digger, just be the best ditch digger you can be. So whatever you decide to do with your career, be the best at it you can be. Go above and beyond. Impress people. That is part of the life experience that's going to make you successful. And again, your personal goals in education can be just as important. In ABWA, we offer many, as part of your membership, many courses you can take at little or no cost. Lots of people utilize that resource. I think too often people overlook those resources. Through your memberships, sometimes we have it through the Texas Bar CLE, for example, for lawyers and paralegals. Some of our local banks have their own education programs. Take advantage of those things being offered to you if you have an interest in them. Anything to further your education will help you in life. So I like to always end the same way with my videos. Have a good day and make a difference in somebody's life today.